Hello students, now we will see the next 4 programs, sample programs. So first is your program 5. Program 5 is to write a program to accept 10 different numbers in a single dimensional array. Now enter a number by using binary search technique. Check whether or not the number is present in the list of array. That is, we are going to again search a number with the binary search technique. Okay, for in the last class we saw in the linear search technique, but now we are going to check the number in the binary search technique. So if the number is present, then display the message search is successful, otherwise search is unsuccessful. If you have the number present in the array, you are going to give it as search successful, otherwise search is not successful. So in the binary search concept, what we will be doing is we will be calculating the middle, that is lower bound and upper bound. We will be adding that divided by 2. In binary search, we are going to just first sort the elements. These elements have to be in the sorted order. After sorting it, what we are going to do is we are going to divide it into lower group and higher group into 2. Okay, lower group and higher group. Then we are going to compare the element to be searched with the middle element. If this middle element is smaller, means we are going to change the upper bound, and if it is greater, means we are going to change the lower bound, and we are going to again calculate the upper and lower bound, that is middle of that particular bound, and we are going to again search the middle element with that, whether it is smaller or greater. Like that it keeps on going until you find the search. Okay, otherwise if upper bound and lower bound are equal, we are till that is less than, it should be less than, lower bound is less, upper bound is less than lower bound, means we are going to stop the iteration. And okay, so this is import java.util. this is to import your Java utility package, and class B search class name. This is your void main function we are entering. Then scanner class, they have declared the scanner class. Then this is your variables you are going to use. I is for your array and k is for your as your flag, as we did in the linear search. If the number is found, means we are going to change this, assign k is equal to 1, and p is for your position. Okay, and n is for the number to be searched. LB is your lower bound and UB is your upper bound. See, we have going to get 10 numbers here. So from in the array we have from 0 to 9 only the values are going to be assigned, right? Array will always take a value from 0 only. So 0 to 9 they have given here. So int m of is equal to, this is your array declaration, and for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, system dot out dot print, enter the number in the cell. So for 10 iterations you are going to get the 10 values and assign it to the m of I array. Okay, in the m array you are going to save all the 10 values. Now what you are going to do is enter the number to be searched, and that is going to be saved in the number to be searched, that is ns variable, it is going to be searched. Then you are going to check while LB is less than or equal to UB. Okay, so LB should not be greater than UB. If it is less than or equal to upper bound, means you are going to enter into this loop. So now first what we are going to do is we are going to find the mid element. Okay, mid element of the array. So P is equal to LB plus UB by 2. See your for example, we will take number to be searched is 87. LB is your lower bound, upper bound. 10 elements are there, so 0 to 9. So LB is 0 and UB is 9. If LB is less than or equal to UB, means you are going to enter into the loop. So P is equal to, that is your position, that is the element, mid element position, you are going to find it. So LB plus UB by 2, that is 0 plus 9 by 2 is equal to 4. Okay, 4.5 something will come, we will take it as n of 4. So this n of 4 actually this should be sorted. Here it is not given sorted. I have sorted it for you. In the sorted only binary search works, right? So I have sorted it for you, and n of 4 is 64. Okay, but our search number is 87. So we are going to check whether 64, that is m of p, 64 is less than 87. If it is less than 87 means what we are going to do, LB, that is your lower bound, is equal to p plus 1. Okay, since this is your middle element and 87, that is your mid element is smaller than 87, so it is not going to be in your lower part, it is going to be in your higher part only. So we are changing the lower bound to next element of the 64, that is it is in the n of 4. So till this 87 won't be there because this is the smaller part and this is going to be your higher part. So after 64 only 87 is present. So what we are going to do is we are going to change the lower bound to n of 5, that is p value is 4. So we are incrementing p plus 1. So LB will be your p plus 1, which is equal to 5. Okay, so in the next thing it is going to check in the next iteration it will be checking, see here, LB is equal to that is in the next loop, while going to the while loop it will be again checking LB is 5 and UB is 9. So this is obviously less than your upper bound, so it will again enter into your while loop, and P is equal to, again it will be calculated, LB is 5 plus 9 is equal to 14. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. You have got the 7th element. So what is n of 7? N of 7 is 81. So now we are going to check whether 81 is less than 87. Yes, it is also less than 87. So it is not going to be in your left part, that is your lower part again. It is going to be in your right part only. So again we are going to change the lower bound to p plus 1, because from the next element we are going to check whether it is present or not. So p plus 1 will become, now the p value is 7 and p plus 1 will become LB is equal to 8. So your lower bound will be 8. Again it's going to check in the while loop, 8 is less than or equal to 9. So again it will enter into your loop position. So 8 plus 9 is equal to 17. See here, LB is equal to 8, UB is equal to 9. So is equal to 8. Okay, it is going to be your 17, and 17 divided by 2 is, I am taking it as 8. So m of p, that is m of 8 is 87. It is checking whether 87 is less than 87. No. So it is coming out of that loop. So m of p is less than 87, greater than 87. No, it is not greater also, because it is equal. So it is going to come to the next if m of p, that is equal to 87. So 87 is equal to 87. So k is equal to what? 1. Okay, so you have got the number. So number is present. Since see here, k is equal to 1 you have assigned, so again it will go into the loop. Okay, see here you have got it and you have given the break, otherwise it will again go and check the while loop. That's the reason once you have assigned the k is equal to 1 and you have given the break. Okay, once you give the break it will come out of the loop and you are going to check if k is equal to 1. If you got the, that is the search number is there, only you are going to assign k is equal to 1. Otherwise it is just going to change the lower bound, upper bound and keep on searching whether the number is there or not. Once the lower bound becomes greater than the upper bound, it will stop searching and come out. Okay, if k is not assigned 1 means search is unsuccessful. Since we have the number here, k is equal to 1 will be there and it will just come out, because we have given the break, it will come out of the loop. The search is successful will be printed for you. Okay, this is your binary search concept. Next is your program 6. Write a program to accept 10 different numbers in a single dimensional array. Then arrange the numbers in ascending order by using the selection sort. Now we are going to write the program for your selection sort. So same thing, util package, then your class name selection sort, then void main. We are going to enter into the loop now. So in selection sort, what we are going to do is, this is your scanner class declaration, and int I, j, t and m. I is for your loop, t is for your temporary variable, and it is to assign the minimum number. That is, we will be finding the lowest number and putting it to your left corner, right? So like that we will be selecting the lowest number and assigning it from the n of 0, n of 1, n of 2, like that will be keep on assigning. So we will be finding the very smallest number, right? For that only we are the minimum variable. Then this is your array declaration. For I is equal to 0, I less than 10, because we are going to accept 10 numbers, I plus plus. We have accept the numbers and store it in the m array. Next what we are going to do is, again we have the another loop, and for I is equal to 0, I less than 9, I plus plus. Okay, why we have given I less than 9 is, we are going to have only 0 to n minus 1 iterations to find the numbers. Okay, so because the last number will automatically be pushed on to its original place, only we have to find the lowest number and keep on putting it in the left. So at the last number will be automatically pushed to its position. That's the reason we have one iteration less than the number of elements. Okay, so minimum we have taken the I. Okay, minimum means I is equal to, in the first iteration of I, 0. So min will be your 0, min will be having your 0 value. Then if min of j is less than, then another loop, j is equal to I plus 1, because you are going to compare the 0th element with the next element, I plus 1 element. That's why j is equal to I plus 1. So j is less than 10, j plus plus. Okay, so if m of j, that is here j will be 1. So m of 1 is less than m of 0, we are going to check. See here, I have just taken the previous element's number itself to explain you. So for the first iteration of I equal to 0, and minimum will be having the 0 value. And in the same i's first iteration, j will be I plus 1, where j is equal to 1. So m of j is less than m of min, that is m of 1 is less than m of 0, 45. According to this example, 45, we are checking whether 45 is less than 43. It is not. So it is going to come out, it is going to the next iteration of j. So if m of 2 is less than m of 0, what value is m of 2? M of 2 is 92. So if 92 is less than 43, no. Again it is going to go to the next iteration of j. J is equal to 3. M of 3 is less than m of 0. 87 is not less than 43. So it is also not going to enter into the loop. See here, all the numbers for each iteration is going to check and nothing is going to enter inside. But n of 8, see, it is 12. It is less than 43. So we will see what happens there. Okay, m of 8 is less than m of 0. 12 is less than 43. So what happens is, this minimum value will become j. That is, minimum will be 8. Okay, so minimum will be 8 now, and this will be searched of now. Now m of 9, for the next iteration of j, m of 9 will be coming, and we are going to check it with the, because now minimum is equal to 8, because the 12 is less than 43. So we have changed the minimum equal to 8, because the number in this 8th position is 12, that is the smallest of all the before elements. See here, before we have checked all these numbers, these are were bigger than this, and this is the only smallest number among these. Okay, so this will be the minimum now, and this number is again checked with the 9. So m of 9 is less than 2. No. So what we are going to do is, it will be coming out of the J loop. See here, after the J loop is over, we are going to swap the numbers. Okay, what we are doing is t is equal to m of I, that is t is equal to m of 0, which is equal to 43. M of I is equal to, that is this number is going to be swapped, right? To swap the numbers, we need an extra variable, that is if two variables are there, if you just give m of I is equal to m of min will be going to the m of I, but what about the m of I value? You will lose it. So first what we are doing is, we are going to save this in a temporary variable, then we are going to assign the minimum to the 0th position, and then we are again transferring this number to the 8th position, that is 0th position. One element will be there, no, that element will be gone to the 8th position. So that is called the swapping of numbers. Then again it will be going to the I loop. Okay, so in I you will be having I is equal to 1 now. So again the same process is going to be done, that is n of I. Okay, n of 1 will this will be your lowest element. This will be considered as your lowest element, because already n of 0 will become 12. The lowest number has been found, this 12 has been found and put in the n of 0. So this is your lowest element. So you are going to find the second lowest. For that what you are doing is, you are keeping the n of 1 as your, you are considering it as your lowest element, and again you are going to do the same process, compare it with 92, 87, 64. So these all are greater, and again it will come here. Now you will be having the 43 here in n of 8 position, you will be having this 43. So it will be comparing, and 43 will be your lowest element. So now the minimum element will be 43. Again this 43 will be compared with n of 9. So if n of 9, 31 is smaller than 43. So this 30, so n of 1 and n of 9 will be swapped now. So 31 will be going there, and 43 will be coming here. Sorry, 45 will be coming here. Okay, so like that the smaller number will be found and will be going to the next position, and finally the last biggest element will be pushed on to the n of 9 place. Okay, so now we will go to the next program 7. Write a program to accept. Now we are going to accept 20 integer numbers and find and display the following, that is number of even numbers, odd numbers and multiples of 4. Okay, number of, not the number which is divisible. We are going to find how many numbers are even numbers, how many numbers are odd numbers, and how many numbers are multiples of 4. Okay, so the same thing, Java utility package, class name, your main function, then the scanner class declaration, and this is your variables. I and j is for loops, and c1, c2, c3 are for counting the numbers, even numbers, odd numbers and multiple numbers. I said no, the counter, the same process is going to happen here. If it encounters a even number means c1 will be incremented, odd number means c2 will be incremented, and multiples of 4 means c3 will be incremented. So these are the counter variables. So int a is equal to new, this is your array declaration, and you are asking the user to enter the 20 numbers, and you are getting it into the loop and assigning it to the array a. Then now only you are going to take each number and check whether it is divisible or not. For I is equal to 0, I less than 20, that is 20 numbers you have got. So first we are checking a of I mod 2 is equal to 0 to find the even number. Okay, even number means it will be divisible by 2. So your remainder will be 0. So a of I mod 2 equal to 0 means if it is true means it will be entering into your this loop and C1 will be incremented. Then if this statement is true, that is for your odd number means if it is not equal to true, that is not divisible by 2 means it is a odd number, and if it is divisible by 4 means it should be equal to 0. So if it remainder will be 0. So again if this is true means it is going to enter here and C3 will be incremented. See here, for example, we have taken 5 elements I have taken here: 45, 64, 73, 18 and 20. Okay, so for the first thing, so a of 0, for the first iteration a of 0, what is there? 45 is there. So 45 mod 2 is not 0 because 45 is not divisible by 2. But here we are checking whether it is not divisible by 2. Yes. So C2 value will be 1. Initially we have declared C2 is equal to 0. But once it encounters this, it will be C2 value will be 1 now because we have incremented this, and 45 is not divisible by 4. So it won't enter into this, and it will again go for in the second iteration of for loop a of 1 value is 64. So 64 mod 2 is 0. So now C1 value will become 1. It will enter into this and C1 will be incremented. Since it is a even number, surely it is not an odd number. It will go to the divisible by 4, and 64 is divisible by 4 also. So it will enter into this loop and C3 will be incremented to 1, and again it will go to the third iteration of your for loop. A of 2 is equal to 73. 73 is not divisible by 0 and this is divisible by 0. See, already we have C2 is equal to 1, and again you are encountering another number which is not divisible by 2. So your C2 value will become 2. So 2 numbers. Okay. So 73 is not divisible by 2. So your C3 value will be remaining as 1. Okay. This is the way it checks the array numbers. So until the 20 numbers it checks, the counter value will be increased according to the number it encounters. Then after the loop is over, it will come out and system.out.println even numbers will be given by the C1 counter, odd numbers by C2 and multiples of 4 by the C3 counter. And this is your 8th sample program. Write a program to accept a set of 10 integers in single dimensional array. Sort the numbers in ascending order by using the bubble sort technique. Okay, bubble sort technique. I hope you know the concept. We are going to keep on swapping it again and again. So these all are the same. Import the Java utility package for the scanner class. Then this is your class name, void main function, scanner as class has been declared, and this is your variables we are going to use. T is to swap the elements and I and j is for your for loop. M is the array declaration, and we are going to accept 10 numbers. So each number will be assigned to m of I array, that is m of 0 first value, m of 1 second value, like that it will be keep on be arranged. Then we are going to enter into the loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 9, I plus plus. So for the next, see here also you will be having only n minus 1 loops. Okay, m iteration is enough, n minus 1 iteration is enough, because there we will be sorting it to the smaller position, but here we are going to swap it and put the higher element towards end, that is right end. Okay, so for this also automatically the lower element will be pushed to the n of 0. So n of 1 iteration is enough for this. And in the second loop, the reason why we have given n 9 minus I is in this loop we are going to compare each and every element. Okay, so 9 minus I means, for example, this is your 0, and for that you will be having only 9 elements. Okay, So that's the reason we are having it like this. Wait, I'll explain with example. You can understand that. See, I've taken some values, okay, the same values in that example itself I've taken, and in the first iteration I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0, and condition is 9 minus I. 9 minus 0 is equal to 9 iteration. J is going to take place 9 iterations. So first is m of 0 greater than m of 1. We are going to say, so m of 0 is greater than 45. No, 43 is not greater than 45, so it won't enter into this loop. So now for the next iteration of j, m of 1 is greater than 92. No, we are going to check the next element. So m of 1 is greater than m of 2. No, it is not. So it is going to the next iteration. So 92 is greater than 87. So m of 2 is greater than m of 3. So what we are going to do is we are going to swap it. So the 92 will be going to the m of 3 position and 87 will be coming to the m of 2 position. See, to do that, what we are going to do is first save this number into the t, that is 92 into the t. Then this m of j will be pushed, that is 87 will be pushed to the m of 2. Then m of 3 will be given this t, that is 92 will be given here. Already I told the swapping process before itself, the same thing. First we have to save the number in one temporary variable, then change the number to the this position. Then after that we are going to take the value from the temporary variable and store it in the next position. Okay, so now what happens is m of 2 is 87 and m of 3 is 92. Again this 92, that is m of 3 will be greater than m of 4. We are going to check. 92 is greater than 64. Again swapping is going to be done. Okay, so in this example, if we see, 92 is the largest number, so it is obviously greater than all the numbers. So each and everything, the swapping will be done, and this 92 will be finally put in the n of 9 position. Okay, it will be put in the n of 9 position, and that after that this for loop will be over and we are going to the second iteration of I. Okay, so now I is equal to 1, j is equal to 0 and j is less than 9 minus 1, because 9 minus I, so 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. This is because why we have given this is, see here, this 92 has already been put in the n of 9, that is your last position. So till 8 if you check, that is enough. You doesn't need to check the m of 9 because you have already put it with the largest number. So obviously this next number is not going to be larger than 92. That's why we have given like this. So whatever the I is, if you minus it, only that numbers if we check is enough, because first largest will be in the 9 and second largest will be in the 8 and the third will be in the 7. Like that it keeps on coming. You are going to arrange it, right? So you doesn't need to keep on changing all the numbers. Till that number if you change, that is enough. That is the reason we have 9 minus I here. So m of 0 is greater than m of 1. 43 greater than 45, we are going to check. It is not there. 45 greater than 87, not there. But 87 is greater than 64. Again the swapping is going to be done here and the 87 will be pushed on to the m of 8 position. So m of 9 will be first largest 92 and second largest m of 8 will be 87. So like this the iteration is going to keep on taking. Okay, then again the 43 will be encountered and 45, like that you will be keep on checking and the largest number will be pushed to the right side. Okay, so this is your bubble sort method also. That's all for today.